many of you see inappropriate content on social media and the internet on a daily basis? How many of you believe that children and pre-adolescent children are seeing the same exact content? Statistically, you'd be surprised. They see it more than you think. Hi, my name is Faith, and today I'll be persuading you to not ignore the problems that social media causes and the brain rot it produces for children and pre-adolescent children through my experience and research I've done. Persuading my audience to have greater restrictions on social media for pre-adolescent children, I'll discuss the problems it causes physically and mentally, the exposure to cyberbullying and disturbing content, and why there should be stricter age limit on social media. Let's begin. First, social media is a disaster for the growing brain. Now imagine the mental and physical issues it causes to a pre-adolescent and underdeveloped brain of a child. According to the article titled Social Media's Concerning Effects on Teen Mental Health, written by the KCA Foundation, they mention that higher levels of social media use among children and pre-adolescent are linked to adverse effects including depression, anxiety, inadequate sleep, which leads to neurological development and can lead to depression and suicidal behaviors. Seeing just how severe social media can cause mental problems, which can lead to physical dilemmas such as suicide for such a young age, is very unnerving and is something that should not be happening. A developing brain is extremely sensitive and cannot properly function at such high levels if social media destroys its path. According to the journal Risk of Social Media and Computer Games on Physical Health and Well-Being of Children and Their Parents, mentioned that communication between young children are greatly reducing because of an 8-hour average day on social media and the internet. Allowing these children that much time on the internet is leading to physical attributes like obesity and poor sleep. And now that I've discussed mental and physical problems that social media causes for pre-adolescent children, I'll be discussing the world in which social media can cause exposure to cyberbullying and disturbing and graphic content. Secondly, cyberbullying has become such a huge issue over the past decade because of social media, and children are becoming the sole target of it. Not to mention the disgusting and horrific graphic things that children can be seeing just from an ad on social media. Their eyes can be opened to a whole new world of things that their brain is not ready for. And one of the main reasons that bullying has become so renowned has because a large part of it has moved to online, overlapping with the graphic and horrific things unruly that children are seeing on social media. According to the article titled Bullying and Cyberbullying Increasing in Pre-Adolescent Children, states that in the U.S., incidents of cyberbullying have been reported to be in the 47% of parents with children aged 6 to 10 years old, 56.4%, and 59.9% of parents with children aged 11 to 13 years old. In another article titled Cyberbullying Among Children and Adolescents states that online variables associated with cyberbullying include age, gender, online behavior, health condition, experience of victimization, and impulsiveness. I also want to remind everyone of the school assemblies we had to attend to from elementary school up until high school about cyberbullying and the major problems it causes physically and mentally for children, for all of us. And we really need to take in the fact that this is way bigger than we really think it is, and that it can really damage a child's physical and mental life. Being unsupervised on social media platforms can open children's eyes to a whole new world of content such as pornographic videos and pictures, ads within apps that can lead to sites that encourage racism, sexism, hate crimes. Kids can be added to unmoderated chat rooms with other minors or other minors they believe are actually minors but are very in fact predators. They could be admitting personal information across their phone or computer, which is something that should not be happening. So, having learned the growing rates of cyberbullying and the possibility of graphic and vulgar content for their eyes, children are able to see in social media, I will now discuss why there should be a stricter age limit to be on social media. Lastly, I'll be discussing why there should be stricter age limit to be on social media for the benefit of children's safety. According to the article titled, Why Kids Under 14 Should Not Use Social Media by Lorraine Langero. She mentions that a public school in Seattle sued companies like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube, claiming that their social media platforms are force driving the deterioration of students, their social, emotional, and mental health. In the same article, Langero cites Sherry Hope Culver, a Temple University professor, that it would be great to keep children off of social media. However, they are not going to not be on social media in this day and age. The problem is most apps don't care about age restriction, and if they do, they don't have a verification process or track record to enforce those restrictions. Children get most of their information online on social media apps, so we need to do a better job of teaching social media literacy to believe not all things are true and what they see. However, now even in some school districts, they are teaching social media literacy for children, but in other states, they require the state board of Department of Education to develop media literacy standards, but don't require the teachers to teach that subject. Blocking and filtering out content from being able to be seen or searched on a pop-up ad if the child is not old enough without supervision. Most websites don't have age restrictions, and if they do, they don't have a verification of it. It's not rocket science for a child to put in a birth date that is not their own, and within seconds, their eyes are open to gaining access to thousands of things that their underdeveloped brains are not ready for. Not to mention that these websites are addictive, and to a child, it can damage their entire mental health. We should be criticizing the apps for being designed to make sure people are maximizing the amount of time that they are spending on the website. There needs to be a better way to combat addictiveness, because if you left it up to a child to limit their screen time, they are not going to, and there's no doubt about that. And the thing is, children are amid developing a sense of self and identity, and they do not need to be on social media where everything is skewed and often disoriented and distorted. It's not an environment that is child friendly, does not do a service of any kind to children. The longer this affective disease known as social media is readily available to young children, the longer the younger generations suffer mental, physical, and emotional problems. There needs to be a change in parenting, teaching, and social media design. So, my purpose for today has been to provide greater restrictions on social media for pre-adolescents. In doing so, I've discussed the following: problems it causes physically and mentally, exposure to bullying and disturbing content, and why there should be greater restrictions on social media. I hope you will all take the brain rot and damage social media does to a child and really take it seriously, and take time to research for yourself the benefits there are for not allowing your child to be on social media so early in age. And my advice to you is, if you want your child to have a healthier and happier life, take them on an adventure, play with them outside, do something fun other than sticking a device in front of their face and causing problems that can last forever.